Alright, let's graph this system of inequalities. The first inequality is written in slope-intercept form, so that's pretty straightforward. I'll just go ahead and start graphing that one. We have a y-intercept of 8, so I'll come up here. Let's see, this will be 2, 4, 6, 8. And I'll go ahead and draw the scale here as well. 2, 4, 6, 8. We have a slope negative 2, which says when we go down 2, we're going to go to the right 1. If I go down 2 again, I'm going to go to the right again. Ultimately, I'd have to go down 2 4 times, which means I'd be over here at 4, 0. This is going to be a solid line. I'm going to use this tool. It's going to be a solid line because this is a strict, non-strict inequality. Let's see, I also know that this contains the points 0, 8, and 4, 0. That's kind of the information I figured out about the first line. Drawing on the edge of the screen here is a little iffy. Alright. So that is the first line. We need to figure out which way we'd shade. This does not include or does not go through the origin, so that means I can go ahead and use the origin as a test point. And that when I do that, plugging in 0 in for x, for y, and for x, I get 0 is less than or equal to 0 plus 8, or 0 is less than or equal to 8. This is false. 0 is... no, that's true. What am I saying? 0 is less than 8. So that means I would want to shade toward the origin. I'd want to shade on that side of the line. This next one, you could actually break this up, and probably how I'd recommend doing this is you might want to actually break it up into 2 separate inequalities. So this would be my second inequality, and then this one would be my third. So the 2 separate statements it says here is that negative 2 is less than or equal to x, and that x is less than or equal to 1. So when we have this kind of compound inequality, it's generally better to break it up into multiple inequalities. So first off, negative 2 is less than or equal to x. Pretending that's an equal sign, this is negative 2 equals x. This gives us, you can see, well, if you can't remember if it's a horizontal or a vertical line, just think of a couple of points that have negative 2 in the x-coordinate, because remember this says negative 2 equals x, so that's specifying the x-coordinate. So negative 2, 0 and negative 2, 1, these are 2 points that have a negative 2 in the x-coordinate. So that would be this point and that point, which gives us a vertical line. Looks about like this. This is going to be, I guess I didn't state it, but this should be a solid line. That's what I drew. And as far as when we have a compound inequality like this, as long as it's increasing on both of these, and we're starting out with the smallest number, which is less than this one, and that's less than this one, as long as it's increasing each time, then ultimately this is expressing between this. This is saying that our x-coordinate is between negative 2 and positive 1. So when we come over here and do the same sort of thing here, we end up with a vertical line with all the x-coordinates of 1. It's positive 1, so 1, 1, 1, 0. So this point and that point. If I was to draw that in here, I get something that looks like this. Let me straighten my axis out here. Okay. And this is saying that my x-coordinate is going to be between negative 2 and positive 1, and that actually that extends that the x-coordinate, or the points, should be between those 2 lines. So if I take all that together, you can see I end up with the region shaded between these. I could go through the same process and say that, well, okay, this one says I need to be to the right, this one says I need to be to the left, and go through that whole thing. But I think it's easier if you just see that x is between them. And so that gives us the being between those 2 lines. So there's our system of inequalities for this one.